Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of NuStrength Sugar Babes. So today we have Narelle from Sydney, and she's in the Navy, which is very exciting. I was just finding all about the Navy. I was like, oh, that sounds exciting. So she gets to travel around, and she has a bit of a hectic schedule, and she's had to really plan ahead and prepare. And I was just actually congratulating her on how well she's done, because I think a lot of women go, well, this is too hard and I can't be perfect. So they don't do anything at all, rather than going, okay, well, how can I adapt this to my life, because my life isn't changing anytime soon. So how can I be healthier and train given the circumstances? But Narelle, I'll let you just talk a bit more about that. So if you can tell the viewers, what were the issues, like why did you join the program? Like what were the issues that you were having and how are they affecting your life?
So I guess my biggest issue was I was just stacking on the weight. Like I could almost see it coming on. Like I was just so lost. I didn't know what to do about it. Nothing seemed to work. And then when I did try and do something about it, I was just so hungry and cranky. Like I had the shortest fuse. Like it was just ridiculous. And, like I was starting to get really, like, I've always been a little bit moody, but it was getting out of hand. And I've never, ever had a regular period or anything like that. And I remember being told very early on, it's normal for me to have an inconsistent period. And I was like, what? So, I've always had issues there, like not particularly painful like some women experience or anything, but it's painful, it's irregular, it used to catch me out all the time. And the big one for me was sleep. Like I was just not sleeping well at all. Like I would have 6 or 7 hours in bed and like 0 of it was sleep. Like that's what it felt like when you woke up. So like I was just having dramas all over the place, and I was starting to find that things that never used to affect me were affecting me in the way of food. So like bread, sometimes a little bit, like dairy would affect me, but because I didn't know what I was doing, I had no idea or no way of putting my finger on exactly what it was that was affecting me. So I was just, it was just chaos. Like I was doing like little circles around, and I was just like, what am I going to do?
Oh, did you feel really confused?
Yeah, look, it was so confusing. And the thing that was the most confusing is everybody's made up science started to sound like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But and then you get so far through and you're like, hold on, this is outrageous, like, or that makes no sense whatsoever. And I just felt like once I got partway into this program, I realized how much ridiculous made up things that like I was believing, and I was like, oh, this is stupid. Like whatever made me think that sounded sensible, but like if you hear it often enough, I guess you just sort of like, oh yeah, that must be right, and it's hard to check into all of these things too. Like where do you find sensible information, and when it doesn't work, you're like, oh, it's easy to say, okay, it didn't work, well clearly it's a load of shit. But I was just so like, just had no idea what to believe and what not to believe. And, like there's no way in the world that I could drink that much water or, like whatever it was, or like, I had a crack at keto, I think, for a little while. There's no way I can eat that much fat in one day. Like that's just ridiculous. Like how are you supposed to do these things? I've got a cupboard full of just shit that's come from whatever diet that I've tried last. Like I had a massive clean out on the weekend, and there's like 3 shopping bags just full of like, I don't know, random stuff that I've had for whatever diet it was, or like nuts for this, and like some sort of flour substitute, and then some kind of there was chia seeds and is it semolina or something like that? No, it's never even been opened because it looks shit, it tastes shit. Like I had good intentions, but I never got there.
It's so, I've done all the diets, all of them.
Yeah.
And supplements. Like I remember when I first met Craig, and him and I just started doing it with Emma Skarauskas, and we had a cupboard full of supplements. We just threw them all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. It's confusing, I think. And you don't know. I never knew what to do either. And so can you talk about the results or what you've experienced so far? Because you've been just come over 12 weeks now.
Yes. Yeah. So I've done my first 12 weeks and rolling into my second now. Look, everything's sort of falling into line for me now. Like I haven't made big numbers in the amount of weight that I've lost or anything like that. Like I've lost, I think it's just short of 2 kilos, or it's like 2 kilos or something in 12 weeks, which, it sounds like nothing, but I also lost like 5 centimeters off my waist and like 4 centimeters off my hips, and there's actual movement there. And like I've had such a crazy schedule, and nothing's really been going to plan in the best way, but like I'm doing what I can. And I finally took my photos again, and I compared them yesterday it was. And I was really surprised to see everything's like the measurements haven't changed that much in the last week, in the last couple of weeks, but I could see the difference in my body. Like it was just things have flattened out and like tapered off, and there's like maybe almost definition, I guess. So that was really nice to see those sort of physical things. And then you've got things like I've just had so many, I guess, breakthroughs in the way that I think about food and just personal growth, I guess, like stopping and thinking about myself and how I'm reacting to things and what's causing it and all of that kind of stuff, and just having a bit of insight into myself. And then, like my period's normal. Like my bowels are actually like normal, that like I thought it was completely normal that like I didn't shit for 2 days or 3 days sometimes. I thought that was normal. Like I was just, oh well, like it is what it is. But yeah, like I'm completely regular. Like I feel so much better. Like I sleep through now. Like every now and then if I have a crap sleep, I know it's time to up calories and I can do those things. Like I'm starting to recognize signs of all of those things, and like I can just cope with things better too. Like my schedule's been changing a lot at short notice lately, and like before I started this program, that would have sent me into a complete meltdown. And I was just like, oh yeah, whatever, like we'll just keep going. Like I still get frustrated and I still get cranky.
Of course. But life is so much better with food. Like when you're eating food and your stress hormones are constantly elevated, you can actually cope with stress. I think so many women say that, like the Miranda who I just talked to, same thing as you.
Yep.
I mean, you want to fucking rip someone's head off when you haven't eaten. Like anything sets you off.
Yep. Yeah. I'm so vicious, and I've got the shortest fuse. Like, watch out, don't press the button because you can't unpress that button. Like, I swear, like, stay out of my way if I haven't eaten. Like,
I love it. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. And like people at work have noticed. They're like, oh, like everything's sort of cruising along, and like you can see them, they're not walking on eggshells with me, and like it's
they're like, thanks so much, Kitty, in the Win at Life program.
Yes.
I was such a bitch before.
Oh, I'm still a bitch, but that's all right.
She's just a nicer bitch.
Yeah. So look, like there's just been so many aspects that have just I just feel better, like I just am, I'm happier, like just happier with life in general. Like I used to have times where I'd just be like so flat and almost depressed, and nothing wrong with me. Like I couldn't put my finger on anything. And you know what? As soon as you start eating real food and, like all the other things that go with it, like suddenly everything's okay. Like,
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I was talking about this with someone this morning. It's like you just cope with life. You just feel happy.
Yep.
You feel happier.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
you talked before about, like you feel like you've got the skill, like, because we don't do your diet, do we?
No.
No.
No, nothing. So like it was that being able to, like, I guess that's because you learn about those things on the program, you can adapt it to life. Like if so for example, like this week I'm going to be away for the rest of the week, and we're having barbecue packs, and like we might get a little bit of chicken, probably a whole bulk sausages order, processed hamburgers, that kind of stuff. And like I'll be able to sit there and weigh up my options and go, okay, I reckon I can have that and I'll be okay. And about that size is what I normally have at home. Like if it's chicken breast or something, like I can sort of eyeball it and go, oh yeah, like I mean it's not going to be like close to my measurements or whatever, but I'm not going to overeat. And you know what, like, and that is one of the amazing things about this. Like I used to overeat all the time. Like I have not once in 12 weeks walked away from any of my meals, even when I've had a bit of a fuck up and like given into something. I've not walked away from one of those meals going, oh, I'm so uncomfortable, I ate way too much. I used to do that all the time. Like I would eat so much. It was physically like, oh my God, somebody kill me. Like I would just eat way too much food and I'd be uncomfortable for hours afterwards. And then, and then you feel like shit and whatever else. So
You punish yourself. Yeah.
And then the gym and the days in the gym, oh my God. But, and I'd walk away a sweaty mess and everything. And I felt like so shitty, but I'd be on top of the moon because I think that I'd done something great, like I'd be like, yeah, I feel really good. But for the next 2 days, I was like, 1, couldn't move, 2, like just had no energy because I wasn't feeding myself enough. And, and I got nowhere. And never once did I get faster at running. I might run further, but never once did I get faster. Do you know what I mean? Like I do this like painful shuffle. Like it is painful to watch. You know how some people are natural runners? That is not me. And I would be shuffling around like at work we run around the buildings and stuff. And I just shuffle around and around and around. I never once got faster. Why? Because I wasn't getting stronger or anything. There was no goal there. Like I should be getting faster, shouldn't I? Well, are you pushing yourself to get faster? All of those sorts of things. So I just, and then for hours I'd be bright red, like so bright red. Now I go to the gym and I do a bit of a workout on this program and I walk away and I'm wrecked. Like I came home and I'm in my pajamas. Like
nice. And like 3 hours a week. How good is it? Training 3 hours a week, not killing yourself 6 days a week and eating fucking bird food.
Oh,
it's just like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I came home, I had a shower, I got into my pajamas, and then when we finish this, I'll go and heat up my dinner. And I'm done for the night. Like I would come home from work before and I don't even know what I did with my time, and I'd just be like exhausted and frustrated, and I'd run around all night like making something for the next day, and the anxiety that would go with, oh my God, what am I going to make for the next day, and what am I going to have for dinner, and I don't know what I did with my time. It's just ridiculous. So
it's crazy. Do you feel free? Do you feel like you've been freed?
Yes. Yeah. Look, that is such a massive thing to just I don't worry about so once you do your meal plan and your meal prep, it's done. I don't have to think about it. And even if sometimes I don't have everything prepped on time, I might prep 3 or 4 days for whatever reason. Even then, I've got the meal plan there for the week and I can just jump back into it, wherever it falls. So, when I got back this week, I was sort of on the back foot a little bit. So I just used like the 2 weeks before when I could plan, I just used one of those meal plans again and just copied it for a couple of days. And
So easy, hey?
yeah, and it was already done, and it's all food that I've been eating, so it's easy. Like I can go on autopilot to the supermarket and I buy my Baby Bells and I buy a bunch of fruit and I buy some ice cream and, you know, a bit of meat and some potatoes, and I go home and, you know, like with my milk and juice, and I'm pretty much done. Like there's nothing, you know, there's nothing overly hard about any of it. That's why, like, you know, I guess if it's that simple, it's so much easier to do. Like you don't have to think about that much else, and it just makes you go, oh yeah, I can do this autopilot, I'm good.
Totally. And now some of the main objections we get from women, and there's 3 main objections. And so number 1 is money. So a lot of women go, oh, I don't know whether I should invest that amount of money into myself. Like, what would you say to that? Is it worth it?
It is so worth it. I've actually, like, I'm sure not everyone's the same, but I've actually saved money doing the program because, like I said to you, like I just threw out like a cupboard full of food that I would never eat. Do you know how much food I used to waste? Now I go and buy it and I eat it and it's gone. Like my fridge is full of prepped food, but like I have one cupboard with, you know, like my tin stuff in it now instead of 3 cupboards of shit. Like,
really?
You know, and yeah, I spend more on what I do buy, but I'm not wasting it. And, you know, like it was just, I decided that I had to do something and something had to work. And like, this was so different to everything else, you know, like, I guess you've got to jump in. Like you can either keep doing like all of those things that are, you know, cheaper, and you just end up throwing your money down the drain. Do you know what I mean? So like, you're just wasting it anyway. So like, if you don't do this, you're gonna go out and you're gonna find some fitness pill or fitness shake or fitness, you know, like whatever, or you're gonna join another gym, you're gonna get flogged, then you're gonna stop going to the gym because you freaking hate it, or you don't like whoever it is that, you know, like that you're supposed to be working with or whatever, and you waste money on that membership until you finally go and cancel it. Do you know what I mean? Like these are all things that I've done.
Totally. I was the same. Yeah. It's like an investment in your long term, because I think when I talk to women, like, you do this program, you'll never do another program again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's investment for life. And look, you'll be able to definitely comment on this. So I'm too busy. I'm too busy. What would you say to that?
Yeah, you know, like that was one of my things when I wanted to do the program. One of the most off-putting things for me was the meal planning. I was like, I don't want a meal plan. Like, I haven't got time for that, blah, 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 blah. And I don't even know what it was. Like something, I was just like, nope, just try it, do it. It obviously, like, there's a program there for a reason, just try it. And like, yeah, my first time like doing my fitness, like my fitness pal, yeah. Oh my God. Like a tantrum, like the phone nearly went across the room. Like it was just, but you know what? I got through it. Like I still say that it's the devil, but you know, like I just do it now. And it's actually given me time back. Like, yeah, I spend a little bit of time on like either Friday afternoon when I get home, I'll spend a bit of time and plan it, and I'll shop Saturday morning and
I love doing it. I love doing the little meal plans now, like looking at new recipes and making it all fit together and go, what am I going to have for next week? You know what I mean? It's like a little, like, you just get into a routine, don't you reckon? And you just do it. And then you don't even have to think about it. You're done.
Yeah, exactly.
And how good are you now at it? Like, how easy is it for you now?
Oh, like, yeah. Look, and you know what? You start to build up a bit of, like, you know, every day, like, especially in summer, like, when we had all their summer fruits and stuff, like that was fantastic. Every day I'd have like some sort of a smoothie, and then in the afternoon, like I'll have fruit and cheese, and like, so my basics are all there, and all I do is make it fit together. So it might it might change like from 100 grams of something to 150 grams of something, depending on what it is. And, like, so it's all basically there. You're just like fitting the little puzzle together.
And you can have whatever you want. You can change it. You can, like, come winter, you never have to rely on someone else to tell you to do it again. But I
exactly.
agree. It gives you time back. You spend that little bit of time cleaning, and then your week's good. And the last one is, and obviously you're all the way down in Sydney, so you've never come into our gym at any point, and you've done all this training, and you've learned how to be a lifter, and like because some women are like, oh, I'm really not sure if I can do it online. Like, how would you like rate the support and the guidance and the way that the program's laid out in terms of doing it online?
Oh, look, so the online thing at first was really appealing to me anyway. I just wanted, so when I first started, all I wanted was, I just wanted to know about the nutrition, and I wanted to get the exercises and stuff. And I thought, I don't need all the other sort of stuff. Like, I'm not going to need like to reach out all the time and stuff, but I reckon I'm on there every couple of days, and there's always someone willing to help out. And within, like, I'm talking within like a minute or two, someone has replied, someone has helped me. And like I was saying the other day, like, sometimes it's even indirectly helped me. Like, I was having like a bit of an anxiety the other day about going to the gym I can't even say why, but on the way over to the gym, like, I almost turned around like twice, and I was just like, nah, you know what? Like, if I pull over the car and I reach out to everyone online, they're going to give me like that encouragement, and I'll be fine. Like, I know what they're going to say to me. Like, you can do it. You've got this, all of those things. And you know what? Like, I got there and I did it, and I got a couple of little like PBs in there, and, like, I felt so relieved afterwards. And that was all the support that, like, that we get online. And, like with the exercises themselves, like, there's so many little tutorials that you can watch. Like, I can sit there with my phone in the gym and I'll watch the tutorial, then I'll have a crack at it and video it, and then I'll rewatch that back, and then I'll have a look at it and I'll be like, okay, that's where that doesn't look like that, so I'll rewatch it again. And like, sometimes it takes me a little while, but I'm getting there. Like, I'd never once done any lifting of any sort. Like, like, I've always been a bigger person. So, everyone bangs on about cardio and stuff. I never even went anywhere near a bloody bench press. I was scared of deadlifts. I'm like, oh, I'll hurt myself if I do those. Like, and you know what? Like, they give you that many pointers, and, like, the education that comes with it has been what, I guess it's given me the ammunition to defend myself as well. Like, so in the gym, there's always some busybody that like knows better than you. And when I first started doing the bench press and stuff, and like doing our setup and stuff, they're like, whoa, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing? And like, I was just able to like fire back some of those things. Well, actually, like, what I'm doing is safer than what you're doing, like,
so
because
good.
you've given me that ammunition. Like, it's not just, oh, someone told me to do it. No, you've told me why. Like,
yeah.
And just all of those things. So I guess that's, and I've gotten all the feedback that I've gotten. Like, I've gone from, with some of the things, like, all I could do was pick up the bar when I started. And now I've actually got weight on there. And, like, I've only been on the advanced part of the program for, I think, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And, like, I can already see that I've come so far with it. And, like, there's certain exercises that I like better than others. And
of course, me too. The deadlift. The best exercise ever.
Yes. Yeah. And then, like, there's always, there's always your favorites, and there's always the ones that you hate. And the beauty is you can just post it online and you'll get the feedback. Like, they'll, and it might be something that you've already heard them say in the tutorial, except when they say it like on your feedback, about you, you're just like, oh, it all makes sense now. Like,
Totally.
yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. So it's completely doable online, of course.
Oh, yeah.
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 I haven't been anywhere near it. So, like, and you know what? Like, I've barely had anyone say anything to me in the gym or anything else. Like, you know, it was only early on, like, I had a couple of busybodies sort of like trying to correct my technique and stuff.
Yeah.
But now, like today, I just went to the gym before I got home, and there was like one of the guys waiting for the squat rack. And when I was finished, I'm like, "It's all yours, mate. Go for it. Have at it." And he was like, "Oh no, you sure? Like, you're killing it," and all of that. And I was like, "Oh wow, thank you." Like,
Yes, dude.
that's awesome. And you know what? Like, he's one of those people who's in there, like, recording like everything that he's doing, going off a program, and you know, like, I was like, oh, that's so nice, because it's always the ones that are in there just faffing around, like moving shit around, talking to them, like they're the time wasters and everything, and they're always the ones that are trying to, you know, correct you or do something with it, and you're just like, oh my god.
Totally.
So, but now I know better, you know, like, and it just rolls off. Like, if someone says something to me, I know better. Like, I know, I might not know what I'm doing, but I know I'm getting the correct help.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And just finally, if a woman is sitting on the fence and she's wondering whether or not she should do this program, what advice would you give her?
I think you just really need to weigh up. Like, if you don't do this, what are you going to do? Like, you know, are you going to keep doing what you've been doing that's not working? Or are you going to try something different, invest in yourself? And, you know, like, you know, I've got results. Everyone else on the program's got results. And you know what? Like, I haven't been perfect the whole time. Like, I've missed out on nothing by doing it, and I've actually achieved something. So I'm stoked with the results. And, you know, like, I wish I had have found this so much earlier. Like, life would have been so different.
I was saying the same thing to Miranda with like 15 years of crazy dieting, and it's okay. We found it now. We can, like, I'm actually thinking in my head now, geez, I'm hungry. I can't wait to go and eat my like potato and butter, and I've got custard for dessert.
I've got fudge.
Oh my God. You know what? I need to make some more of the caramel fudge. I love caramel. I amended the brownie recipe, and it didn't turn out very well. I'm like, don't fuck with the recipe, kitty. You just got to stay with that 15. Like, that's one of the best recipes in the book, I reckon. That 15-minute chocolate brownie, don't you think? It's the best. The greatest. But anyway, I fucked it up. So I'm like, I'm a bit of a kitchen hack. But anyway, thank you so much, Narelle. So if you're a woman and you're watching this and you have been following us for a while, which most women do, and you want to apply, click on the link below and pop in an application to work with us, and we'll get on the phone and we'll just see where you're at now and where you want to be, and whether or not our program can actually help you, because we don't want to work with everyone. We only want to work with women like Narelle who actually want to come into the program and, you know, want a solution and want to get results, because it's still at times going to be hard. You know, I think they've got a good community, good coaches who want to see you succeed, and that's life. You know, get used to it. You got to just power on, you know, eat real fucking food. Thank you so much, and have a great week with your traveling, and I'll see you on the group or on one of the calls.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.